Saturday, May 10th, starting a new set of vlogs. Pretty boring weekend. Amy and I went to get some Mexican food at Rosita's. I just filmed a couple talking head videos, which I'm way behind on, and way behind on editing. Not putting out a ton lately. Just been busy doing stuff, but working at getting back on that. The editing part just takes so long. I have a ton of content filmed, but it takes hours to do each video. It's 11:40 right now, and I'm going to do a quick workout. And slept most of the day away today, unfortunately. But tomorrow we have some plans to do some work on the house, so hopefully we'll get that done. All right, I'm out for a walk with Ray tonight, and this area that we walk, this little park that's connected to Intel somehow and the neighborhood. It's just really beautiful, and we're just kind of blessed to live here. Really lucky. Where we lived before was all right, but it's just really, really amazing and beautiful here. And one of the lakes you walk by goes by these I would bet they're multi-million-dollar homes. It's like a gated community that's next to our area. Really insane backyards because they're not block fences. You can see into the yards, and they're just what I imagine really wealthy people have for a backyard. So yeah, we had a good weekend overall. Today we worked on our spare room and finally got it really in order and usable after 2 years. We're still trying to work out. I bought these CD racks, and they're just massive, and they spin, and they're just way too big for the room, but they were not cheap, so I gotta figure out some other solution and see if maybe I can sell them, because one's still in the box, but I have a couple thousand CDs that I just can't seem to part with, which is, I know, ridiculous. I don't ever listen to them. I listen to vinyl more than I listen to CDs, and I don't even listen to that much. But I don't know, it's like selling my yearbooks. I know it's a little dark, I should have brought a light here, but the Super Night on the DJI cam works pretty good, so at least you'll be able to see some of my facial features in the darker parts. But yeah, we got that in order today. Went through a bunch of stuff, and yesterday slept the day away. Worked on my bike a little last night, and it's gonna go for a ride tonight, but I worked pretty hard, and Amy forbid me to do it because she knew I'd be too tired. She's going for oral surgery in the morning, and I have to take her at 6:30 or something. Not stoked about that, but gotta help her out. She's done a lot worse for me. This is her first surgery ever, so we'll hope she does well. She's never had anesthesia except for a colonoscopy. All right, just ran over to the grocery store here. Amy had oral surgery this morning. I didn't realize what a big deal it was going to be. She took the week off, and I've had oral surgery, and I drove myself home, but they were putting her under anesthesia, so I still didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. But she is torn up, man. They did a bunch of bone grafts and a cadaver graft in her mouth, and cheek graft, and it just looks insanely brutal in her mouth. She hasn't even looked at it because she doesn't want to, and I reacted probably poorly when they showed me in the oral surgeon's office, because I wasn't expecting it to look like that. So I'm grabbing her a bunch of soft food so she can make it. She can't eat hard foods for 2 weeks. She's got to be on a soft diet. Pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm grabbing her some stuff there. Gonna go ride South Mountain tonight, but I feel bad for her. So catch up with you soon. All right, end of a really long day. I probably look like hell. Gotten in a couple rides this week, which is great. Did South Mountain Monday night and did a really long ride at Hawes today. And Amy's stepdad paid for us to get the house deep cleaned. So I stayed out as long as I could for them to clean the house. So I did a pretty long one out at Hawes. Yesterday was the day from hell on eBay, so it was really nice to just get out there and kind of clear my mind. Despite a little bit of family drama that came up today, but it was overall a good day. Then my friend John came over and picked up this record shelf that I was getting rid of, and we had a good chat outside. It's always fun talking to him. Always really love seeing him. So, good day overall. Hope yours is good too. All right, it's Friday, and I am here deep in the realm of chaos. Butler reference, and I'm just trying to wrap up work and get some merch made before the weekend here. So, yeah, it's a good day. Friday's always a good day. Amy's really been struggling with this oral surgery that she had. It's pretty brutal. They rebuilt her jawbone under her front teeth. So it's 5 days later now, and she's still kind of suffering. She canceled our plans tonight to go out with her stepdad for his birthday, and I was supposed to go to my best buddy Gordon. His family, they always have a big birthday party for his son on one of the first weekends of May, and it's supposed to be tomorrow, but his mom, who's kind of like my surrogate mom, she has COVID right now, so they're holding off until she does a test, I think tonight or tomorrow morning. And if she tests positive, obviously I can't go, even though I get immunized for COVID every 6 months. Just not safe for me. So it's COVID. The one time I've had it was super gnarly. So all weekend plans are canceled, and I decided, I'm real insecure about my mountain biking skills and skill set that I'm currently kind of rebuilding, and I haven't really talked about it on here yet, I think, but recently my pulmonologist told me that I had diastolic heart failure, and I didn't really remember them telling me anything about this. I just changed pulmonologists because my pulmonologist moved. But he said yes, that my liver disease, the failure of my liver had caused diastolic heart failure. And it one of the symptoms I just learned about, they haven't really talked to me much about this yet, since I just kind of learned about it. One of the symptoms is shortness of breath during intense cardio, and also while laying down. So that kind of explains a lot why I just had so much trouble riding my analog bikes again. And I couldn't get up, an eighth of a mile without stopping when I was trying to get started again. It was pretty brutal. And obviously the e-mountain bikes changed that for me. I still have breathing issues on intense uphills. And then when I have to do any kind of hike a bike, 30 feet, if it's steep, I'm gasping for air at the top of it. And learning more about this diastolic heart failure, that just makes so much sense. It's not like congestive heart failure where it's, fatal really right away, at least. It's basically the artery on the right side of your heart hardens from trauma which my body's had a ton of, obviously, and it makes it harder for it to relax and refill with blood, so your breathing becomes more labored. So the e-bike has obviously changed that for me and made me able to ride again. And I've been insecure about riding with other people since I got the e-bike. Though I can usually keep up with people. So since my weekend plans are kind of fouled up, there's this Haas group ride tomorrow, and I just decided I'm just gonna do it, bite the bullet, and go. Just do the beginner route with them. They're doing a route that I can nail no problem. Excuse me. And there is an intermediate ride that's High Ridge and High Noon and some other stuff, and I can do those trails and have done those trails, but High Ridge I'm very slow on, and there's a couple things I walk still, and I would definitely slow down that group ride. And then the advanced ride is Red Mountain Rush, and obviously I have a lot of problems with that one if you watch any of my mountain bike videos. So I'm gonna just do the intermediate ride and try and maybe meet some new friends to ride with. I have some obstacles with riding with other riders beyond my physical issues. I'm an old punk rocker, and I'm also an activist, and I have some pretty, lefty views that are just morals of do unto others. And when people don't believe in do unto others, I have an issue with that. And then they support people blatantly that don't believe in do unto others. I take issue with that, and I have hard times being friends with people that support stuff like that. So there's people like that out there in the mountain biking world, more now than there ever has been. It was kind of punk rock when I first started mountain biking. It was kind of an outsider type thing. It's not anymore, especially since COVID. And then, my skill set obviously holds me back. I've met some great people, especially online, that are people I would really love to ride with, but they're very advanced, and I would just hold them up if I was riding with them. So the few people that I do ride with, I maybe get out with a couple times a year, and it's kind of a bummer to just always ride alone. Even though I enjoy riding alone, you kind of need to do both. Solo rides are good, and you're never going to ride enough if you're only riding with other people. So I'm just going to go give it a try, even though it's 7:30 in the frickin' morning. I'm just going to go give it a try. Amy was just like, you should go do it. So I'm going to do that. And then I also saw this morning my YouTube friend Ivy Quinn. She got a new bike, and she's staying in Flagstaff right now. She's a van lifer, and I asked her if she would want to meet up at the end of the week and ride Full Sail Trail up there, maybe do some other things. So she said yeah. So it's going to be really cool just to meet someone who I've been talking to online a decent amount through YouTube comments. So yeah, this makes for a good Friday. I'm a little excited about things. I'm going to switch out to riser bars tonight in the Orbea, see if I like that better, and then ride them on the ride tomorrow. So, and then I'm gonna go get some vegan milkshakes for Amy, since she's allergic to dairy and wheat, so she can't really have much of anything else. So I'm gonna go to this vegan restaurant, get me dinner, and get her milkshakes, because she can't eat solid or hard foods, crunchy foods for 2 weeks. So it's a good Friday. I hope yours is good too. Well, you wouldn't think that a few millimeters would make a difference, but I put on 45 millimeter bars, just like my the ones I had on my old hardtail. And it turned out I thought they were 35 millimeter bars on this bike, and I took the bars off and they were 20 millimeter. So at 25 millimeters, it's a pretty noticeable difference. So I'm hoping this makes the ride a little more comfortable to me, and then I'll switch over on the Yeti if I like this position, because I saved so much stuff and always got parts around. But yeah, felt pretty good just riding it in the street. See what it's like on the group ride tomorrow. It's 6:22 a.m. Yikes. All this for mountain biking. It'll be worth it once I'm out there. Not a morning person, but that's how these group rides work. And it's going to be pretty warm today, so probably better get it over with early. Just got back from the Hozaholics group ride. My group did the most miles and the longest ride. At least 4 of us did. It started out with 9 people, and we just kept going. We did Maricopa Madness, Scorpion, Bushlight, Big Sister, Twisted Sister Loop, Wild Horse High Noon, Lance's Trail, right around 14 miles. And it was really fun. I kind of just let my social anxiety go about meeting other riders and being worried about keeping up with them, and I was able to keep up with everyone in the group, no problem. Only had, I think, 1 foot down moment, so pretty good. And met some other people too, and a couple guys that want to ride or have me join a group ride, which is cool. Very fun, very fun. I'm glad that they put on these events with Haas. It's really neat to see them doing this and having a real community, and meet some of the Haas celebrities out there too. Super fun. All right, I've been really neglecting the vlog, and my 2 weeks is coming to an end here soon. I haven't made an entry since Saturday after the group ride. Saturday night, went to my second family, my buddy Gordon's family. They have a birthday party for one of his sons that the whole family kind of comes to annually, and they always invite me, which is awesome, and I just enjoy being around them. It's a little smaller this year. There's some family drama going on, but it's just a blessing to see them all. Boy, Sunday slept the whole day. I was pretty beat up. Then I did some editing Sunday night. Did a ton of editing last night I did the Hozaholics group ride. Did a quick video of some of that stuff. Figured it would be fun for the group. And now I'm heading out to meet my buddy Ryan, and we're gonna eat some pizza and watch Matt's band Common Winds play with Human Impact tonight. And they're playing with Hillbilly Devil Speak too. Not sure how much we'll catch of them, since Ryan had to meet up a little later to go. But I've seen them a zillion times. It'll be fun either way. So yeah, I will grab a little video there and catch up with you soon. Oh yeah, forgot to add that I did Red Mountain Rush today in 100-degree weather like an idiot, and once again failed miserably at riding the top portion of it. The trail is just out of my reach a little bit, and it's mostly because of the exposure. The just sheer drop-offs on Red Mountain Rush at the top and Goat just freaked me out a little bit. And I mean, almost everything on there, I know, I've ridden stuff just like it before. It's also very steep, and there's probably, I don't know, 15% of that trail where you're not going to stop. You're just hanging on for dear life. You can slow down, but you're probably not going to be able to stop the bike because your tires are just slip sliding. I went in there with confidence because I've got the high-rise bars on there now. I've got, better tires on the Orbea, and thought I was gonna nail it, and man, it's just above my, maybe not my skill level, but my psychological fear level. That everything at the top of that, and on goat too, if it was on a flatland trail, I'm 96% sure that I could ride most of it. So I don't know, I just got to stop myself from going back for more punishment. I end up walking these really steep things that are scary, and like they're probably honestly easier to roll, but I'm worried I'm going to crash. So it is what it is. I'm going to stay with, I know I've said this 100 times, with Iron Goat and High Ridge, and probably work on Cactus Garden and some of the other ones around there too once it cools down again in 3.5, 4 months, unfortunately. So yeah, and I'm not going to Flagstaff Thursday either. Ivy had an accident and is not feeling like she should ride for a little bit, so I'm staying in the valley for now. I might try and, it's Memorial Day weekend this weekend, maybe I don't know, it'd be cool to go up to Pine or something and get cool, but she might be able to ride soon, so I'm probably going to just wait and see if we can get a ride in up in Flag before she moves on to Colorado. So yeah, just wanted to explain why I sound really tired. That's why. Alright, I'm just working on wrapping up some of my orders and making some merch and taking a break. I am also wrapping up this vlog. I'm putting on some Rev grips, give them a try. I've been having trouble getting something that doesn't hurt my hands too bad on sustained downhill, and ran into my friend Adam Sturzen out at Hawes, and he was running them, and I asked him about them, and he said they're great and that he's been using the same set for 3 years and he rides hard, really hard. So I figured I'd give it a try, and I'm going to put a ceramic brake pad switch out on my back brake too, because I cannot stand the constant noise from that metallic one. No matter what I do, it's not lining up. I don't know. I've tried pushing the pistons in, I've sanded it, I've cleaned the rotors, messed with the rotors, tightened the rotors, lined up the caliper. I've done it all. Nothing works, and it'll get better for the first half of a ride, and then just start howling again. So I know the ceramic may not have the exact stopping power, but I figured since they're just a couple dollars, it's worth trying. Yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend coming up here. Not going out of town or anything, but I will restart then and catch up with you then. One last update. No rev grips. They tell you to torque the bolts to 1.7 Newton meters, and when you do that, they snap right off. Ridiculous, These are like high-end grips, and why tell your customers to torque it to that when the bolts are just going to snap off? So I've got a pretty decent torque wrench, and I put it as low, under 2 Newton meters, and they snapped right off. And then getting these end plugs in, they're garbage. They they spin and spin and spin, and then you can pop them right off. And so I don't know if I'll be a Rev Grips man. I've contacted them and see what they say. Pretty unhappy with that. So catch you on the next one.